Hi, this is Diana from Yarnetti's Crochet. Do you oftentimes, when you are crocheting into a chain, struggle with kind of a messy looking first row? Do you have sort of bumps and bulges and skips and twists? This is a very, very common problem with that challenges beginning crocheters. Crocheting into a chain is one of the hardest things that crocheters learn how to do, and I'm here to help you fix up your messy first row. So what sometimes is happening is you're starting off with a chain that is way too tight. This is another very common problem. And what happens is your actual chain is too tight, and when you go to try to insert your hook into the chain to make your first stitch, it's very difficult to get the hook in, and you might actually even have to like I'm struggling right now to split your yarn. And look how it just is jumbling up the chain itself, and it makes kind of knots and it makes a mess. Very, very common problem to have a chain that is too tight. Another problem that happens is sometimes you're only catching one loop, and this has definitely happened here with this swatch. Definitely happened here. Let me show you what it looks like if you only catch one loop. Do you see how this is kind of stretched out? If I catch two loops, it's a little bit neater, but if I only catch one, it's kind of stretched out. And how you can easily practice to make sure that you're catching both loops in the chain is don't even try to use your yarn or just insert your hook into the chain and insert it through the whole V. Insert it through the V, and make sure your V's of your chain are facing you. You don't want the chain to be twisted around. You want the V's to be facing you. And you're going to insert your hook, I'm going to show you with a yarn needle first, into the whole V. Into the whole V, and that will give you both two loops. So let me just try it. I'm going to insert the hook. Did I get the two loops? I did. Okay, I'm going to try it again with the next V. That's the V I just did. Here's the next V. I'm going to insert my hook into the whole V, through the whole V, and I got both of the loops. Okay, let's go to the next V. Here it is. It's facing me, and I actually am putting my finger behind the V so I can feel my hook, the tip of my hook, as I push it through. I can feel it, right? Look at that. I feel it. I know it's in the right spot, and I can see both loops. Let's go to the next V right here. Here's the V. It's facing me. I'm inserting my hook through the whole V. I can feel it with my finger, and I can see both loops. So the problem sometimes is what happens is that beginners will only catch one loop, or they'll be very inconsistent. Like one stitch, they'll catch one loop. The next stitch, they'll just kind of randomly push it through some space, and they're just not quite sure where to insert the hook. So again, you look at those V's, and you're going to insert the hook through the whole V so you can see the two loops at the top. Another very, very common problem is crocheters get their stitches twisted. And this right here is an example of a twisted stitch. You can see it because when you have correctly inserted your hook through both loops, you're going to see these little scallops at the bottom of your work. See the scallop? There's scallop, 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 scallop. Now with this chain, I see a scallop there, a scallop, a scallop, a scallop, and then something else. I don't know what it is, but it's twisted. And this is where things start to go off the rails here, right in here. And what happened is the chain got twisted. So this is what I'm guessing. I'm just going to pull this out. I'm going to pull it out to the point where it looks like I have done pretty well here, catching both loops. And what happened is I yarned over. Right now my chain is facing me, but I let it get twisted like this, and I ended up inserting my hook into some random space, and it twisted. I literally twisted the chain as I was crocheting into it. So easy to do. That's why the trick is to keep your chain that you're crocheting into, the V's have to be facing you. Otherwise, it's easy to get that chain twisted, and especially when you're yarning over. I mean, watch what happens naturally when I yarn over. See? I mean, it's so easy to think, oh yeah, I'm just gonna yarn over and pull. Nope, the V's aren't facing me. The V's need to stay facing me. I insert it through the whole V, 2 loops, and I'm yarning over because I'm doing a double crochet, and this is hard here. I have to keep the V's facing me. I can't let it twist, and that yarn needs to be in back of my hook before I yarn over and pull through 2 and pull through 2 for my double crochet. That keeps my scallop at the bottom. Another common error is a skipped stitch, and this definitely happened here. Look at right here, complete, and it's so easy to do, especially if you've twisted your chain. So it looks like I might have had a chain twist there and then a missed stitch here, and it leaves a great big gappy hole there. Looks like I might have missed another stitch there. It gets tough to tell when you've twisted your chain. Here's definitely a missed stitch completely. I missed the V. Completely missed the V there. Very common. And it's especially easy to do when you have a super tight chain. I mean, this is very difficult to even see the V's because it's so tight. So imagine how difficult or how easy it is to skip a stitch. It's like, where's the next stitch? It's really hard. It's hard to see. So the key to your crocheting into the chain is to start with a chain that's a little looser. And one of the ways that I find works well with beginners is if you're planning on using a 5 millimeter hook or an H hook with your project, make your foundation chain with a 5.5 millimeter hook. Just go up 1 hook size to make your chain, or maybe 2. If you crochet super tightly, you might have to go up 2 hook sizes to make your chain loose enough. That will help you make a looser chain so that when you go to crochet with your 5 millimeter, your smaller hook, you're able to insert your hook into those V's. So again, the big self-check here is, as I'm crocheting into my chain, are my V's facing me? Is my chain too tight or too loose? when I finish, do I have my little scallops at the bottom, or do I notice stitches that might be twisted? Also, to make sure that you have that your first row is even and straight, you do need to count your stitches. In this particular pattern, this is a double crochet. This chain 3 counts as a stitch. So I'm going to count my stitches here. My chain 3 counts as a stitch. Here's 1, 2, 3. I got to count my V's at the top. The chain 3 counts as a stitch. Here's a V. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. And this little knot right here is my fasten off. It's not a stitch, it's just my fasten off. So I have 21 stitches. So my next row should be 21 stitches. Okay, so I hope you found that helpful. Again, please don't beat yourself up if you're struggling with crocheting into a chain. As I said before, it is one of the hardest things for crocheters to learn how to do. And it's challenging for all levels of crocheters, especially if you're doing first rows of more complex stitches. It can be very frustrating and challenging. So give yourself some grace, give yourself some time, patience, and practice, and don't quit. Keep crocheting. You're doing better than you think you are. And if you need any help learning how to do single crochet, half double crochet, or double crochet, or any crochet basics, be sure to check out some of my other Learn to Crochet videos.